So as a lot of you know who have been watching my channel now for a while and have been watching the Twitch streams as far as, what games I've been mainly streaming, that would be fighting games, guys. And so something I wanted to talk about in our first topic today is about Street Fighter and the future of the franchise. So guys, Street Fighter was one of the very first fighting games that I ever really played and tried out, and I really do enjoy this series and this franchise. The question though remains is, where is Street Fighter 6 at this point, and do we have any information kind of about that? And I'll give you guys kind of my thoughts as to where I think the game is and do I think it's coming in the near future. So let's talk about it. In an article, guys, that was written by WCCF Tech and from Francesco De Mayo, this article is titled Street Fighter 6 to release in 2021 worldwide, and this of course is a rumor at this point. Street Fighter 6 has yet to be announced, but it's likely that it will be released in early 2021. Following the grand finals at Capcom Cup 2019 last weekend, the Japanese company revealed some changes coming to the competition in 2020, and that next year's champion will not automatically qualify for the 2021 competition. This happened back in 2016 as the 2015 Capcom Cup champion Kazunoko did not qualify for the 2016 competition due to Street Fighter V releasing in a few months. This means that Street Fighter 6 will be released in time for Capcom Cup 2021, likely early in the year. So if we're going based on what's happened in the past, right? Most likely, guys, it sounds like this actually could very well be what's going to happen in the, in the future. If they kind of go based on this same, if we're going based on what's happened, here, back in 2016 with Street Fighter, this very well might actually happen in, for Street Fighter 6 itself when it actually gets announced. There's been a lot of rumor that it's going to be announced this year and then it'll come out in 2021. There's been a lot of talk about that, and that there's talk that it might actually be announced at EVO 2020, which I don't know. Maybe it's going to be then. I actually think it might be announced even sooner than that. It's very hard to say at this point, guys, because everyone's been asking about Street Fighter 6 and, who is in the Street Fighter, community. So I think if we go based on this, I can give you an example. Like between StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, there was about 10 years between the two of them. We're coming up on that 10-year anniversary, so we very well might get an announcement of a StarCraft 3. So it's kind of similar in that we just go based on the past, not saying that that's how and that's going to dictate the future, but I hope this is kind of true because it is a rumor. But if it is true, that means that Street Fighter 6 is right around the corner, and I'm excited about that. Street Fighter V is going to receive a new DLC character, the boss Seth, in February alongside the Champion Edition, which will include all of the content released for the game since its release. So that's already come out, obviously, guys, but what I will say is that even though Street Fighter 6 hasn't been announced officially at this point, I think it's safe to say that it's definitely coming, okay? Because if you look at the numbers, Street Fighter V, it's one of, if not the most popular fighting game out there, maybe right below Smash. I would say that this is one of the biggest, followed fighting games in the world, and I think that it does its justice as far as how well of a game it is, how balanced it is many times, and I think that Capcom has a juggernaut on their hands in Street Fighter 6. So it's not a matter of if Street Fighter 6 will come out. I think it's just a matter of when it comes out, and I think we might be looking at, I would say, an announcement this year, and either it coming out in 2021 or 2022. But if we go based on the past, once again, guys, as far as the Capcom Cup is concerned, you can see very clearly that if you're not going to qualify for the 2021 season, then that really leads you to speculate that, well, maybe they are making Street Fighter 6 and they're releasing it, very shortly after it gets announced, and then that would be, how you qualify would be for Street Fighter 6. But nonetheless, guys, What do you think about it? Because I think that this is, one man's thoughts, but what do you think? Do you want to see a Street Fighter 6? Do you think we're going to see it announced this year at EVO or somewhere in between? What do you guys think, and what do you want to see mostly out of a Street Fighter 6? There's a lot of things that I'd like to see, but I think that they've had a lot of success up to this point with the Street Fighter franchise, so just keep going. Don't go too far away from what has made this series great. That's all I'm hoping for. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.